It's day 2 of my trek through central Utah, and I'm on the highway heading towards a new area I want to explore. Already, in my first 24 hours down here, I've enjoyed some incredible scenery, tackled some unexpectedly challenging trails, and damaged my truck, so make sure you check out part 1 of the series. I'll put a link in the description below. On this next segment of my journey, I'm hoping to see not only more of Utah's striking and unique geology, but also pursue a bit of the history to be found out here. I think the loop I have planned for the next 24 hours will provide some of both. I spotted this cabin when I was researching the trip and wasn't too sure just what I'd find, but this 100-year-old log structure is wonderfully well preserved. In the wet Pacific Northwest forests, this would have long ago disappeared into the undergrowth and rotted away. Finds like this are definitely a perk of exploring the more arid areas of the western US. As I proceed towards my next potential point of interest, this rugged, rocky landscape evokes a prehistoric vibe, like a dinosaur should be tromping across that dirt and sagebrush.
Just crazy. I knew there was sort of some features here, but I had no idea it was going to be this massive. Who needs a national park?
Turned off onto a side road, a dead-end spur heading up into these cliffs, where I think I might find some historical artifacts.
I had seen on satellite imagery, it looked like there were maybe some little bits of ruins of some kind of a mining operation. And yeah, there are in fact a few cabins here. And I don't know if this is some kind of storage or a shaft or maybe just this little storage thing. But then it turned out there was actually somebody up here already camped, and so Tomasz actually said, "Oh, hey, I know you."
yes, I know you from YouTube.
So this is Tomasz, and he's out exploring Utah also.
Yes, recording.
Yeah. And so Tomasz has a YouTube channel also.
Yes.
What is your YouTube channel?
Tomasz Slowinki. It's a channel in Polish. It's directed to Polish people. You know, I'm exploring USA and just showing them the unknown.
While I don't understand the words he's saying, I gotta say, Tomasz does some pretty nice work.
I feel like I've seen that.
I'm based in Reno.
I feel like I've stumbled across one of your videos before. Maybe you were someplace that I was researching. Something that was not in English.
Yeah, unfortunately there's no subtitles yet. There's some videos with subtitles, but most of it is in Polish.
That's cool. That's so awesome. That's so fun to run into you up here.
Yeah. I'm just traveling in my van, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to find the less known spots. Like everyone, pretty much.
Yeah, of course.
Podróżniczy właśnie, on śpi w tym kamperze.
Tomasz has already released his video of when we met, and I will put a link to that in the description below.
Bardzo ciekawe filmy i odwiedza również bardzo ciekawe miejsca.
This abandoned uranium mining site isn't that old, dating to the mid-20th century when demand for radioactive material was high for the production of nuclear weapons. An additional surge of demand occurred in the 60s and 70s as nuclear reactors were developed for power generation, but Utah's uranium heydays are long over, and and while there still exist active claims covering many of these sites, no actual mining has occurred for decades. It's time to find a campsite of my own, and not far down the road, another spur trail up into the cliffs looks intriguing. I hadn't spotted this site in my research and planning back home, but there are definitely remnants of a mining operation here as well.
Oh, this bowl? No, this is my bowl. I found it in a thrift shop for 99 cents. I just put it up there with the rest of the artifacts. Just a little trend that I've noticed on YouTube, finding steel bowls for yogurt and granola.
Yeah, and something shiny caught my eye, and I found this stainless steel bowl. I think we got a new bowl to eat our granola and yogurt out of, Donald.
While no buildings are still standing at this mine, what remains continues to provide shelter for local inhabitants. In the light of day, many artifacts dating back probably 50 to 70 years are to be found strewn about the area. This site even has its own abandoned vehicle.
There's a road cut that ramps up to this structure, so I'm assuming that was some sort of loading dock. It's definitely not a mine shaft entrance.
On this trip, my Jackery Explorer 500 is primarily taking care of powering my fridge when I'm not driving. Meanwhile, the Jackery Explorer 1500 is keeping everything else charged up, including AC-powered chargers for my camp light and for my drone batteries, while USB is topping up my GoPro batteries, and the USB-C port is bringing my phone back to life. While I could easily recharge the Jackery units themselves while I'm driving during the day, that did not prove necessary over the course of my week exploring Utah, and it was great to simply have all the power I needed at all times without giving it a second thought.
Well, I would have liked to have got some drone footage of these immense cliffs that I was surrounded with, but I'm in a designated wilderness area, and I don't know the specific restrictions in this wilderness, but generally wilderness areas means no drones. So that's unfortunate, because the footage I could get from the ground really, I'm sure, does not do justice to the scale, just how immense these cliffs are.
Yeah, I'm really glad I decided to come and do non-national park stuff, because if this is what it's like not in the national parks, I can't even begin to imagine how mind-blowingly awesome it must be in the national parks. Already, you know, and I'm not even 2 days into it here, everything has far exceeded my expectations. It's all much more big and grandiose and monumental than I imagined it would be. I ran into some people stopped in the middle of the road, and it's a good thing they did, because they had spotted some wild horses out there in the canyon. So this is Brendan and Mia, and they are actually from Utah, and so, you know, this is what they get to see all the time.
More or less the backyard. We came in from Moab, so we were in Moab, and then we were in a different part of the San Rafael swell, so a little bit different area of the swell.
Yeah, okay. And where are you headed?
We are headed to Goblin Valley next.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, so am I.
Oh.
It's a good thing I ran into those people when I did. I never would have spotted those horses down in that canyon coming in the opposite direction as I was doing. I didn't even know that wild horses roamed out here. So I had read a comment about this area that said it's not a national park, but it should be, or something like that. It's astonishing, these soaring cliffs on one side, and now this just incredible gnarly canyon on the other side. It is just spectacular.
Well, another wrecked abandoned vehicle. There must be another uranium mine nearby. I think I figured out why this one stopped running. Ah, see, there's your problem. The engine belongs inside the car. I feel like I've already seen 100 different varieties of rock formations, but these bizarre columns with such distinct layers are something new yet again, and so striking. I can't believe how perfect and tidy those stripes are, representing what must be millions of years of sedimentary deposits on the bottom of what was once a vast sea. I'm joined in my contemplation of these formations by another wild horse, who insisted on just standing there rather than galloping elegantly across the desert sands for you all to enjoy. Apparently one of the miners out here appreciated this view as much as I do. I guess it's not too surprising to find some of these cabins still standing.
Though, as the wind gusts and subsides, it becomes clear that this one will certainly come down one day. Between the car and the cabin, there must be another mining site somewhere up this trail. Indeed, soon enough, I'm seeing more signs of human activity out here. And then, there it is, bored into the base of this immense butte. Even without the mine artifacts, the scenery here does not disappoint, complete with a pretty impressive arch up in a nearby cliff face.
How is that even possible? It's just too much awesome. It's too much. For every little clip of scenery that you're seeing, there's at least 10 scenes that go by that I don't film. I can't film at all. It's non-stop incredible sceneries. Around every bend unleashes something else. The density of awesome is unlike anything I've experienced. I'm just blown away.
That is how I thought I was getting to my next point of interest, but it appears to be for ATVs only, and a rough trail to boot.
Plan that was going to get me right over into my next area. Oh man, do any of these other roads go through? I cannot backtrack all my way out of here. Well, I'm not thrilled about the backtracking, but I have to admit this was a beautiful drive. This part that I have to go back through was really just some incredible scenery, and I wouldn't have seen it if I had just been on the correct road. So I guess that's what I'm here to do, is to see stuff, and that's all right. That was a really just unbelievably scenic little out and back. I think I'm going to be fine on gas.
After a lot of miles looping well out of my way, I'm finally coming up on one last bit of history to take in before starting to look for camp. And this one is a lot older than the uranium mines, and a lot older even than that cowboy cabin we saw at the beginning of this video. These pictographs date back thousands of years. Now, I've seen some super primitive pictographs in Oregon, but these beautiful designs are on a whole other level. Part 3 of the Utah series is coming soon, with a surreal exploration of what must be the most unique and unusual geological feature I've ever encountered. Don't miss a single episode, subscribe now, and thank you for watching.